Welcome to Thread of Change, where the smallest moments spark the biggest transformations. It all began on a chilly Tuesday morning in downtown Los Angeles. The city moved as usual, honking cars, bustling people, everyone too busy to look down. But in the shadows of a graffiti-tagged alley, a young homeless black boy named Zion sat curled against a trash bin, hugging his knees. He hadn't eaten in 2 days. His clothes were torn, shoes mismatched. No one stopped. No one cared. Until a man in a baseball cap and sunglasses suddenly paused. Zion didn't recognize him, just another adult walking by, he thought. But this man crouched down, looked him in the eyes, and offered something rare: kindness. Zion reached out, not expecting anything more than a handshake, but the man took his hand, held it, and smiled. That touch changed everything. Within seconds, the boy's world shifted. The stranger gave him a warm sandwich, a bottle of water, and then something even more surprising, a note. "Meet me here tomorrow," it read, with a time. Zion clutched it like treasure. The next morning, unsure but hopeful, Zion returned. His stomach still ached, but the warmth from the sandwich had carried him through the night. At exactly 9 a.m., the man returned, but this time, he removed his sunglasses. Zion's eyes widened. He had seen that face on screens, posters, and magazines. It was Keanu Reeves. The movie star. The guy from The Matrix and John Wick. Zion blinked in disbelief. Keanu just grinned and said, "Ready for a better week?" What followed can only be described as extraordinary. Keanu took Zion to breakfast at a quiet diner tucked away from paparazzi. Over pancakes, they talked, not about movies, but about life. Zion shared stories of sleeping on park benches, of losing his mom to addiction, of running away from a system that forgot him. Keanu listened. Not the distracted nodding people give, but really listened. For the first time in forever, Zion felt seen, not as a burden, but as a person. And that changed something in him. On day 3, Keanu introduced Zion to someone he called the Fixer. A woman in a gray suit who worked with an organization that helps unhoused children find safe homes. They didn't promise miracles, but they promised effort. That day, Zion got a shower, new clothes, and even a haircut. He couldn't stop touching his fresh fade in the mirror. "Is this real?" he whispered. "It's only the beginning," Keanu replied, ruffling his hair. Cameras might have missed it, but the real movie had begun. By day 5, Zion was enrolled in a local outreach program for gifted youth. Turns out, despite everything, he was brilliant. He could solve puzzles in seconds, sketch faces from memory, and recite poems he'd written on scraps of cardboard. "He's a genius in a hoodie," said one of the mentors. Keanu watched with pride but stayed in the background. "This isn't about me," he told the press, who eventually caught wind of the story. But it was too late, the internet exploded. #Keanu and Zion trended for days. Day 6 brought the world to Zion's feet. A viral video showed him rapping in a talent circle, Keanu beatboxing beside him, both laughing like brothers. Donations flooded in. Offers of mentorship, scholarships, housing support. Celebrities sent messages. Even Oprah shared the video, calling it the most human thing I've seen this year. Through it all, Zion stayed grounded. "I just needed someone to believe in me," he said to a local reporter. Keanu did. The boy who was invisible now shone like a star. And then came day 7. A surprise press conference outside a shelter that Keanu had secretly funded. Zion stood at the podium, nervous but strong. "There are millions like me," he said. "This isn't just my story." Keanu placed a hand on his shoulder, but let Zion lead. "If one person hadn't stopped, I'd still be invisible. So now, I'm going to stop for others." The crowd erupted. Tears fell. This wasn't charity, it was change. And it all started with one human moment, a simple touch from someone who cared. Keanu didn't make a movie about it. He didn't write a book. He just lived it. Quietly, compassionately, without fanfare. And Zion? He started a foundation called See Me Now, aimed at mentoring homeless youth across the country. He visits shelters, speaks at schools, and keeps that crumpled note from day one in his wallet. It reminds me that I matter, he says. That 7-day transformation wasn't magic. It was humanity at its rawest and most powerful. A connection, a chance, a change. Thread of change isn't just a story, it's a ripple effect. Every day, we walk past people who are drowning in silence, hoping someone, anyone, will notice. Zion's story reminds us of what's possible when we stop, look, and act. Not with grand gestures, but with simple, human ones. Because in a world full of noise, a single moment of kindness can echo louder than any speech. So next time you see someone struggling, pause. You never know whose life you might change, or who might change yours.